Stop living your life backwards. This simple story will fix everything. Flux. 9% of people are living their lives completely backwards, and they only realize it when it's too late. Picture this. A wise professor walks into his classroom one morning, carrying nothing but a simple glass jar. His students have no idea that what's about to happen will completely change how they see their entire lives. Watch carefully, he says, placing the jar on his desk. This is your life. From beneath his desk, he pulls out several large rocks, each about the size of a fist. One by one, he carefully places them into the jar until no more can fit. Is this jar full? He asks his students. They look at the jar, see that no more rocks can be added, and most nod confidently. Yes, sir, it's full. The professor smiles knowingly. He reaches under his desk again and pulls out a bag of small pebbles. Without saying a word, he pours them into the jar and gives it a gentle shake. The pebbles roll into the spaces between, the rocks filling every gap. And now? He asks. Is it full now? The students hesitate this time, but many still reply. Now it's really full, sir. But the professor isn't done. He brings out a bag of fine sand and begins pouring it into the jar. The sand flows into every remaining space between the rocks and pebbles, filling what seemed impossible to fill. Now is it full? He asks again. The whole class responds together, uncertainty in their voices. Probably. Finally, the professor takes out a pitcher of water and pours it into the jar. The water seeps through the sand, filling the jar to the very top. Now, he says with a triumphant smile, it's truly full. The classroom falls silent. Then the professor delivers the lesson that changes everything. This jar represents your entire life, he begins, his voice growing serious. The big rocks, these are the things that truly matter. Your family, your health, your deep relationships, your dreams and passions. Even if you lost everything else, as long as you have these rocks, your life would still feel complete and meaningful. He points to the pebbles. These represent other important things in your life. Your career, your house, your car, your degree. Important, yes, but not essential for a meaningful life. Then he gestures to the sand. And this sand? This represents everything else. The small stuff that fills our days but adds little meaning. Endless social media scrolling, gossip, unnecessary shopping. Mindless activities that consume our time but nourish nothing. The professor's voice becomes more intense. Here's the truth that most people discover too late. If you put the sand and pebbles in first, there will be no room for the rocks. The same is true for your life. He pauses, letting this sink in. Most people spend their entire lives focused on the wrong things. They work 60-hour weeks for promotions and money, but miss their children's first steps. They buy expensive things to impress people they don't even like, while their health falls apart from stress and neglect. They scroll through other people's perfect lives online while their own real relationships slowly die. The professor walks among his students, his voice filled with urgency. They fill their lives with sand first, the noise, the distractions, the meaningless busy work. And then they wonder why they feel empty, why success doesn't bring happiness, why they feel like something important is missing. A student raises her hand. But professor, what if we're already living this way? What if our jar is already full of sand? The professor's expression softens with hope. Then you empty it and you start over. You put your rocks in first. He returns to the front of the class. Starting today, guard your time like your life depends on it, because it does. Say no to the sand. Make space for what truly matters. Spend real time with your family. Take care of your physical and mental health. Pursue your dreams with the urgency of someone who knows life is short. Another student speaks up. Sir, what does the water represent? The professor's eyes twinkle with wisdom. Ah, the water. This represents something beautiful. No matter how full your life becomes with rocks, pebbles, and even some sand, there's always room for moments of pure joy. The unexpected laughter with friends, the spontaneous adventures, the quiet moments of gratitude, the surprise hugs that make everything worthwhile. He walks back to the jar, now perfectly balanced with rocks, pebbles, sand, and water. Life is not about being busy, he says finally. It's about being meaningful. It's not about counting the days, but making the days count. Most people have this backwards. They think if they just get busy enough, successful enough, productive enough, happiness will follow. But happiness comes from putting your rocks first. The professor looks directly at each student. So I challenge you. What are your rocks? Can you name them right now? And more importantly, are you putting them first or are you drowning in sand while your rocks sit forgotten? He points to the balanced jar one final time. Your life is this jar. Every single day, you choose what to put in first. The sand will always be there trying to fill every space. The pebbles will demand your attention. But the rocks, the things that truly matter, they need you to choose them first. As the students file out of the classroom, each one steals a glance at the jar on the professor's desk. Some see it as just glass, rocks, and water, but others see something life-changing, a mirror reflecting their own choices, their own priorities, their own chance to start living deliberately. The question remains, what are your rocks, and what are you going to put in your jar first?